Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video. We finally have some news. We have news on the patch. It's going to be landing, it looks like, on Thursday, at least the patch notes. But more importantly, they have posted a teaser for all the cards being buffed and nerfed in standard. Nothing for wild, but I mean, these cards are wild legal, so it technically affects wild, and we'll go over all that. But we have a ton of changes. It looks like 7 cards are getting nerfed. We don't have specifics, so we'll like briefly speculate on them, but I want you guys to know what's going on, as well as it looks like we have 8, 16, 18, so 25 total cards, 18 buffed, 7 nerfed. We'll go over all that. I got all the tabs open for all these cards, and yeah, we'll go over that, as well as there's some Battlegrounds changes coming too. I'll link that. I'll link this tweet in the description below if you want to check it out. But yes, we finally have news. And of course, we'll have a video on the patch notes tomorrow and all of that. Enjoy the content on the channel. Maybe you feel like I've earned your subscription. Drop a sub on the video or on the channel. Give the video a like. It helps us out a ton. And well, let's go over all the changes. Well, not the specific changes, but the cards that will get changed. So Wild Paw Knoll is getting nerfed again for Rogue. It'll be interesting to see if it goes from like 5 to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana. I don't know. But I would love to see the Maestro interaction changed so that it says from another non-rogue class. So you can't just play Maestro and it's 0 on turn 2. I think that would be way healthier for the game, and maybe you could put it to a 4/5 again. If you put it to a 4/5, leave it at 5 mana, and then it's another non-rogue class, I think it's fine because it takes way longer to get out, and 4/5 is probably a better payoff, but we'll have to see what they decide to do. Sinstone Graveyard in the card library, for some reason, still 2 mana. I'm using the official Hearthstone one, and it's still not entirely accurate. I imagine it loses the stealth. Going to 4 mana just seems like it's not going to do enough, honestly. I think it loses stealth. You have a way of actually interacting with the minions would be helpful, but again, we'll have to wait and see. Final Showdown was on the list, by the way. All these cards I like zoomed in, just so you know. You zoom in, those are the cards. That's what I'm going off of. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looks a lot like these cards. Final Showdown, I imagine they make the requirement harder. Draw 5 cards, maybe 6 cards, something like that. Make it a lot harder to complete, slow it down so you're not reliably OTKing. But the funny thing is, you up the requirement on the quest line, you also make more discounts for the rewards. So it's a really tricky one. Really, just a awkwardly designed card, to say the least. So we'll have to see how they play that one plays out, but hopefully they get it right. Sinful Brand is on here. I imagine it either goes to 2 mana or it deals 1 damage to the enemy hero. It would be one or the other. I would imagine 2 mana, make it less flexible. But yeah, pretty frustrating card. By the way, our predictions, again, I gotta say, pretty on point. As we'll go through. Glacial Advance is on here. This is one that not many people were thinking. I predicted it like 3 weeks ago on my Twitter. I tweeted out, I think this will be the first Deathlight card to get nerfed. And it is. It is the first Deathlight card that will get nerfed. It'll be interesting to see if they go to 4 mana or 1 less. I think you do one or the other. You just make it a little less cheap. And I felt like if they nerf all this stuff, Frosty K is pretty much going to also slot into that style thing. Also, maybe it makes sense why Duels did nerf Bitter Cold a little bit. Maybe a bit more, we'll see. But yeah, Glacial Advance is getting nerfed. We'll see which way it goes. Kind of makes me sad because I like playing Frosty K, but the card's just freaking stupid, and it's probably going to be playable regardless, whatever the change they make. I think it'll still be playable. And then Shock Spitter is getting nerfed again. It's currently a 3 drop. I guess it goes to 4 because we can't touch Bran. We're gonna nerf cards over and over. But yeah, Shock Spitter, its play rate is still way too high. Its win rate's still too high. I imagine it goes to 4 and still might be problematic. So that's all the nerfed. Oh, sorry. There's also one other big one. Astalor is getting nerfed. As you know, Shadow Step, not on here. Bran, not on here. I feel like those will get resolved when the core set happens in April. So that's, it's predictable, but it is what it is. Astalor, there's so many different things they can do. They can make it like 3, 6, 9 mana. They can mess with the mana thirst, making like 5, 8, 9, whatever. Like, just change a bunch of the mana thirsts. We'll see what they do, but Astalor will be getting nerfed. So any of these cards, if you want to craft them right now and play with them while they're busted, go for it, because you're going to get full dust on all of them. So if you want to craft any of these cards like as a free trial right now, go for it. And then there's a bunch of buffs coming, and I'll quickly say what, maybe they'll be. Unholy Frenzy, by the way, Deathlight cards getting buffed. Arena, it just got to the point of kind of playability. Rip that, probably. I don't know. Unholy Frenzy, it's 3 mana, probably goes to 2. I don't know what else they're doing with that. Battlefield Necromancer, 2 mana, 2/3, so you can't buff the stats on that. Maybe they make the corpse a 1/3 taunt, or a 2/2 or something like that, right? They buff the taunt it creates, because 1/2 is pretty weak. So that's getting buffed. Unholy again getting buffed. Bone Guard Net Commander also summoning a footman with taunt. So they're buffing the footmans with taunt. That's what's happening here. They share the same thing. This is going to be an 8 mana 8/8. So the Risen Footman with taunt will be like a 2/2 or a 1/3. Something along those lines. 1/3 is a little bit scarier with the Bone Guard Commander, because you summon so many more. You get more health, but 2/2 wouldn't be nearly as threatening. We'll see which one they decide. It's going to be one or the other. I don't really know. Vengeful Walloper, the Outcast Demon Hunter, has been terrible. I guess this goes to 6. I don't know what else. Costs 2 less for each Outcast card. That'd be busted, so I imagine it goes to 6. They're buffing Wither. I guess this goes to 1. Flexible, a lot more flexible, I guess. I don't know what else you can do with that card. Vast Wisdom is a surprising one, because this card's not that bad. So I guess this goes to 2. And it's 2 mana to generate 2 spells and maybe get some mana cheat with it. But then they cost 3 less. It's like not thematic. I'm really curious to see what they do with this one. Actually not sure on that one. Energy Shaper was one I mentioned as a possible buff. So a 3/6 or a 4 mana like 3/4 or 2/4. Maybe they, or sorry, 3 mana. Maybe they make it 3 mana. We'll have to see. Time Warden. This is like a big dragon payoff. Battlecry until the end of your next turn. Dragons you summon gain Taunt Divine Shield. Do they make this 3 mana and take a stat off? Maybe. I feel like they probably want to make it 3, so it curves into that 4 drop that has Rush. So maybe this goes to 3, and that's really strong. They probably have to hit a stat point at least on it, though. Haunting Nightmare probably gains +1 attack, +1 health, something like that on one of the parts. Maybe both. The Haunted Soldier, maybe that gets buffed. So Undead Priest getting buffed. Bone Caller, another one I had suggested. Maybe it goes to a 2/5, 2/6, 3/4. I don't know. Probably 1 stat point. You don't really mess with the effect. I don't think you make this cheaper. I think that's kind of nutty, but they could do that. High Cultist Basilisk getting buffed. I have no idea what you do with this. More stats, making it cheaper seems pretty scary, but hey, we'll see what they do. Again, no idea on that one. Infantry Reanimator, I imagine this goes to 5 mana. Battlecry, Resurrected Friendly Undead, give it Reborn. I imagine this goes to 5. I don't know what else you're doing. Darkon Drathier is an 8 mana 6/6. Maybe it goes to an 8 mana 7/7, a 7 mana 6/6. It's a pretty good card when you get it out. It's a lot of damage, and if you have it with Reborn with this card, it's actually pretty gross. So look out for that. If these are both getting buffed, they go very well together. That could be pretty scary. The Last Stand getting buffed. You can make it 3, it would be terrible. You can make it 2, it'd be pretty bad. It's got to be like 1 to 2 mana. I don't know. I had a thought in my mind. You could leave the card at 4, but give it like Mana Thirst 8, double it again. Maybe that's pretty nutty, but we'll have to see. I have no idea. I feel like this card just at 4 is like completely lost, so I think it needs a serious buff. Asvedon, I mean, all you can do is make this a 3/4 or 4/3. You're not making it anything else, so I imagine that's what'll happen. A Disruptive Spellbreaker, you can make it a 4 mana 4/5. You can make it a Yeti. That's probably too good. You can also make it a 5/5, 4/6, 5/6. We'll see what they do, but it's getting buffed as well. Remornia is getting buffed, which is sweet. This card's awesome. I love it. You turn into the weapon and all that. It has not seen meta play. I love that they're going back and trying to buff this card. Again, no idea what they'll do. Make it 6 mana, it's pretty busted. Maybe they make it a 5/10, make it a little bit more aggressive. No idea, but I cannot wait to see what the buff will be. And the last buff, Nelly. Discover 3 pirates, and they basically become like 1 less. I hope they don't fully revert it. Maybe they cost 2 less, something like that. But Nelly, Mr. Smite's still in the game. It's still a little bit scary. If the pirates go back to costing 1, I still not super comfortable with it. But yeah, that's all the buffs, all the nerfs. We don't know the official numbers. We'll know it tomorrow. So keep you guys posted, but I had to let you guys know. And again, I'm super psyched. I can't wait. I've been wanting to play ladder for a while and it just hasn't felt great. And I think they hit the majority of the cards I like to see hit outside of course, you know, Bran, Shadow Step, or, you know, Revert, my boy, Prince Renathal, which we just know is not going to happen. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.